Well, with me now, AFC Wimbledon Assistant Manager Terry Skiverton. Terry, it's been a privilege to see your training sessions this week in the build-up to Carlisle United, where the emphasis has been very much on attack.
Yes, it has, and we've been really sort of focusing on our quality in the final third. I think off the back of the game the weekend, we were really frustrated because the chances that we did create were, they were cutting edge, and I thought the game plan worked really well. And to create them sort of chances and go there and really, go toe to toe with the team that's top of the league, and afterwards it's a compliment from their staff where they said, there's only one or two teams that have gone there this season and gone with that real sort of attack intent. A lot of teams have set up deep behind the ball, looked to have maybe 2 or 3 counters within the game, and we had a lot more than that. So yeah, it's been a really good week for us. We had a behind closed doors game against Portsmouth. So we've got some real good minutes into the ones that have just come in, so that we could make sure that we could, see them in a proper 11v11 as well. So and along with the younger players, we got a chance to see our second year academy boys. So that was really good. And then we've had some real we've nailed down our attacking threats and trying to make sure that we score more than 1 goal on a Saturday. And we've been threatening it, but we've been saying to the lads that we've got to come up and not just rely on 1 or 2 people for goals. It's got to come up from all areas. So we've been working all around the penalty box, not just in open play but from set plays as well. So there's been a real emphasis on us getting goals because our defensive form has been very good of late.
Well, in particular, of course, as well, we've had a really busy January transfer window. It's the first chance for us to really talk to you about it as well. Are you seeing those understandings coming together between the new front players that we've got coming in?
Yeah, and it's little partnerships, the left back with our wide left, and it'd be the right back, central midfield finding, diagonals and switches. So for us, it's been really important to nail that down and to get some real good repetition and quality work in, and we feel that we've done that this week. Last week was a real roller coaster, and you saw it from first hand from behind the scenes that when as a staff we're all getting in at 6:30 in the morning, and we was all there until 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and getting ourselves ready to go for training again the next morning. So it was a real busy week last week with a big game at the end of it, and we felt that we still went in as a staff and as a football club with energy, and the players definitely showed that. And as we said, we was frustrated from that, but building from that, we're really looking forward to this game tomorrow.
Well, of course, Carlisle United as well. I mean, compared to the last time we played them, very different team, very different kind of style and formation we're going to have for them tomorrow, I should think.
Yeah, I think there's a few changes within our squad, and there's 1 or 2 changes from their squad with the additions of people like Garner, and I think they would have been the same as us the weekend, where they'd have been disappointed with their result on the back of a 1-0 loss to Harrogate. But they played well. They've been on a fantastic run of form, and I think our sort of forms have been quite similar, albeit they've scored a lot more goals. I think they're the top scorers in the division. So for us, it's knowing their threats. Very good side, well set up. They've got a good manager in Paul Simpson, and we know it's going to be a massive game for both teams. And for us, we're at home. We're going to have close to a sellout, and the atmosphere at Plough Lane has been electric ever since that first month and a half that we've got over. It's a real fortress, and we need to make sure it continues to be so.
We're in a very good position in the table. Are you one of those managers that doesn't pay too much attention to it at the moment, or will glance at the table at this time of the season?
I think you've always got to be mindful of where you are, where the opposition are, what their game plan is going to look like, what our will look like, and ours will look like, and we have to make sure that we've got to be mindful of it, but we ain't got to be overly concentrating. You look at sort of how many points it would take you to get towards the playoffs, and how many wins that would what it would look like, and how many draws and how many games you could lose. But last year it was quite a high points total to get into that plus. It was about 77. So, but I think with the way that the teams have strengthened, especially the teams that have been down the bottom and some of their transfer windows, they're not going to go on a continual run of losses. So for us, we don't think the points total will be quite so high. But we're aware of it, but we're not overly doing it, and we've just got to focus against the game that will be coming in front of us. And on the back of a disappointing result but a good performance, we're looking to go into this game and get the good performance and get the result as well.
One player I want to talk to you about in particular, Harry Pell, divides opinion. He knows that himself as well. If you're playing against him, the opposition fans, aren't particularly sort of taken by him, to put it mildly. But for ourselves, he's an absolutely important sign. He's a really key player for us, isn't he, in this level?
I think since Harry's come into the football club and especially into the team, it's brought a different dynamic. And people keep talking about how we play and but we're going there to compete. We're not going there just to play pretty football and get beat. We're going there to really get tight, to not let teams go and play football. And for us to do that, we can't do. There's not a prettier way of doing it. And if opposition can't handle it, that's up to them. We're not really concerned with that. We're concerned with our players bringing the best, showing our supporters effort, hard tackles, high pressing, and making sure that they see that we're fighting for the badge. And when people say that it divides opinion, hopefully it's not within our own supporters, because the lad gives 110%, or 100%. You can't give any more than that. But it's for us as a squad, we've got a lot of players that are really giving it a go. And they're trying as hard as they can. And again, without our star, what we've been frustrated with is we've been on such a good run, but we've not managed to really get close enough, meaning position-wise. Like where you are the 7th team, you are the 8th team. We've still had 3 or 4 teams in between us. And when that does happen, they don't all lose on the same weekend. So you find yourself on a defeat, you'll drop a couple. A win, you'll get back to 10th, 9th, but we need to. We know, and we know that we need to get that 3 games on the bounce again to get ourselves close. And it's tough to do, but we're aware of it. And with people like Harry in the squad and the players that we have got that combative spirit. And it's not just him. I think we've got 6 or 7 of them, and that creates a winning environment. And long may that continue.
Absolutely, as you said, at this level, compared to perhaps how we were in the early stages this season, you really do need that edge. Every side's going to be looking for that kind of advantage, aren't they?
Yeah, and you look at the team that's pushing at the moment with Stevenage, and Steve Evans has got them really sort of firing in possession, on the ball, set plays, and out of possession, and they're a real sort of cohesive, aggressive unit. And you've got to go there and you've got to match them for that, but you've also got to be able to play football as well. And for us, it's been getting that balance right, and we've kept a lot of clean sheets, we've put in a lot of good performances, and we've scored some good goals. And we want to keep sort of focusing on that and making sure that we do get ourselves as close as possible to them playoff positions, because that's the way that we've got to look. We're not looking over our shoulders, we're looking in front, and we're looking at the teams that are in and around us, and we've got a big month and a half, 2 months worth of real sort of top games and good quality League 2 matches. And we've got to get some results in them.
How is Aaron Pierre? Because he didn't get much game time at Sutton, unfortunately, due to injury, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been a breath of fresh air. He's a little bit of a quiet warrior. He's not the most vocal, but he's already smashed a couple of people in training, and he's a real good presence, and he got through the game really well on Tuesday, and he was really impressive as well. Him and Will were really solid at the back in that game, and it's good to have someone with that sort of power, pace, but also with the CV that he's got of winning this level and winning the level above. So he's had a few promotions under his belt, and he knows what he looks like, and he knows what we need to do as a football club to get ourselves close to them playoff places.
And in terms of tomorrow, as you said already, there's going to be a good crowd. Carlisle are going to be bringing quite a few of their own along as well. Getting out there on a match day, home games, you're enjoying that now, yeah?
Yes, a magnificent place, and sometimes you don't really appreciate it, and being not connected with the club, coming down only for one game, or maybe seeing a couple of games when we were scouting before we played Wimbledon with Charlton, to actually see what the place is like from the inside now, and to actually meet the people and the supporters and the volunteers and the stewards and people behind the scenes in the football club want this club to do so well. We as a team and a staff, we feel it on every match day. And when we come in, we know that you see certain clubs in and around the country, even in the Premier League now. I've got a friend that's under a little bit of pressure down at Southampton, and we're in a good place as a football club, we're in a good place as a team, but what we want to do is keep that momentum and keep having this whole club pulling in the same direction, which is trying to get up as high as high as we can up the league, and really sort of focus on our end goal, which is to get ourselves up there.
Absolutely. Terry, thanks very much indeed for your time.
No problem.